Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay.
Yeah, good evening. I can hear you.
Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see
Yes.
my screen?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. So I welcome you all to this training, which is all about understanding building estimation. Okay. So my name is Anthony Nwafor. Okay. So in this training, we are going to learn how to estimate building materials. So we are going to start from this PDF. Then from there, we have to from there we go to the software, how to use the software for building estimation. Okay, so understanding building estimation. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Yes, I
okay.
can.
Understanding building estimation. This is a PDF. A complete beginner's guide for construction students. Okay, so in this training, we are going to learn what is estimation and why it matters. Rough estimate versus detailed BOQ, bill of quantity. Material schedule versus BOQ. The tools we are going to use in this training is your phone, because with your phone, you can also make use of the software, and also with your laptop, you can also make use of the software. And the name of the software is Measurer AI software. Okay, so let's get started. Please, at the end of this training, please, you have to send your email to the WhatsApp group, because at the end of this training, we also have a recording videos so that you can always go back to these videos and learn and learn more. Okay,
Noted, sir.
okay, so this is the table of contents. Here is what is estimation. Then why every construction professionals needs estimation. The types of estimates, rough estimates versus detailed estimates, material schedule versus bill of quantity. The tools we are going to use, we've talked about this one. Then we have to introduce the measurer AI. Then, okay, so let us get started. Here, the chapter 1 said what is estimation. Okay. Before any building is constructed, someone must answer one very important question. How much is this going to cost? How much is this going to cost? See, before any building is constructed, someone must answer one very important question. How much is this going to cost? The process of calculating that cost before the work begins is called estimation. Okay, please give me some second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are talking about what is estimation. Said before any building is constructed, someone must answer one very important question. How much is this going to cost? The process of calculating that cost before the work begins is called estimation. Okay, so estimation is the process of calculating the quantity of materials, labor, equipment, and money needed to complete a construction project. Think of it like planning a shopping trip. Before going to the market, you write a list: how many bags of rice, how many tins of tomatoes, and roughly how much money you will need. Construction estimation works exactly the same way, just on a much bigger scale with buildings instead of groceries. What does an estimator do? What does an estimator do? An estimator can be a QS, an architect, a builder, a civil engineer, or a contractor. An estimator studies the drawing and plans for a building, then carefully calculates how many blocks, how many bags of cement or tons of steel are needed, how many workers will be required and for how long, what equipment or machinery will be used, the total cost of the project from start to finish. So these are the job of an estimator. No successful construction project begins without a proper estimate. Learning estimation is learning the language of the construction business. See, learning estimation is learning the language of the construction business. Here, why every construction professional needs estimation. See, whether you are a site engineer, architect, quantity surveyor, or contractor, estimation will be part of your daily work. Here is why it matters so much. This is the reason why estimation is very important in construction. To control costs. First, to control costs. Without an estimate, a client could run out of money halfway through a project. A good estimate ensures money is properly budgeted before construction begins. To plan the project, knowing the quantities of materials and labor helps project manager create a work schedule, deciding who does what and when. To win contracts, contractors submit estimates called tenders or bid to win jobs. A contractor who cannot estimate accurately will either lose money or lose the contract. To avoid waste, when you know exactly how many materials you need, you buy only what is required. This reduces waste on site and saves money. To settle disputes, if there is a disagreement between the client and contractor about cost, the bill of quantity (BOQ) is used as the official reference document. To track progress, during construction, the estimate is compared with actual spending to make sure the project stays on budget. Here, types of estimates. There are two main types of estimates. There are two main types of estimates you will work with. Each serves a different purpose and is prepared at a different stage of the project. Is my voice breaking?
No, it's clear. It's clear. It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's breaking at my end here.
Okay. Maybe it's your network. The rough estimate.
It's
Here,
clear,
type
yeah.
of estimate. First, the rough estimate, which can also be called approximate estimate. A rough estimate is a quick general calculation of how much a project might cost. It's produced early. It is produced early, sometimes even before detailed drawings exist. When is it used? When a client first approaches a designer with a project idea. When a contractor wants to quickly decide if a project is worth bidding for. We're talking about rough estimates for early budget planning and feasibility studies. How is it calculated? Rough estimates are based on cost per square meter. For example, if a house is 120 square meter and the rate is 85,000 per square meter, the rough estimate is 120,000 times 85,000. We give you 10,200,000. Here is type of building. This is based on rough estimate, which is not detailed. Okay, so the type of building, you can see the standard residential house, the approximate rate for the standard residential house is 85,000 to 120,000 per square meter. So how does rough estimates work? You calculate the total area of that building. You don't need to calculate what is the quantity of the cement, the quantity of reinforcements or formwork. No, just get the total area of that building. Then you times it with the rate. You get the rough estimates immediately, which is not good. Okay, so that is why it is called rough estimates. Just for you to know if this project is good for you. If like example here, when a contractor wants to quickly decide if a project is worth bidding for, they use rough estimates. Okay, so you can see the office block 130 to 180 per square meter. Warehouse/store 60,000 to 90,000 per square meter. School building 70,000 to 100,000 per square meter. Okay, here is notes. A rough estimate can have an error margin of 20 to 30%. It is a guide, not a final price. Never sign a contract based on a rough estimate alone. Okay. The second one is the detailed estimate, the bill of quantity, BOQ. A bill of quantity, BOQ, is a full item by item breakdown of every material, trade, and cost in the project. It is prepared after complete drawings are available. Far more accurate, usually within 5 to 10% of the actual final cost. Okay, so the detailed estimate is what we'll be learning today. So we are going to learn how to calculate for detailed estimates, BOQ. Okay, so a BOQ typically includes description of each work item. Example, excavation of foundation, unit of measurements, square, cubic, linear meter, and number. Quantity, how much of that item is needed. Okay, so this quantity is very important. So it tells you how much of concrete is needed in this project, how much of reinforcement is needed in this project, how much of formwork is needed. Okay, so unit rate, cost per unit of measurement, total amount, which is quantity times rates. Okay, so this is a sample of BOQ. This is just a sample. you can see the item. Okay, so it breaks down the work items. It breaks it down, gives you the concrete rates, the reinforcement, everything, starting from the substructure to the superstructure. Okay, you can see the description: excavation of topsoil. You can see the hardcore filling, the concrete grinding, giving you the mix ratio too, the blockwork,
Today,
size. Can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, just type.
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
okay. So you can see the units, you can see the quantity, you can see the rate, and you can see the amount. Okay, so this is a sample of detailed estimates. Okay, here is material schedule versus bill of quantity. Material schedule versus bill of quantity. Here, many students confuse the material schedule and the BOQ. They are closely related, but they are not the same. Here is a clear explanation. What is a material schedule? A material schedule is a list of all the materials needed for a project with their quantities. It tells you what you need and how much of it. Okay, a material schedule is a list of all the materials needed for a project, all the materials with their quantities. It tells you what you need and how much of it. It does not include labor costs, plant hire, overhead, or profit. It only tells you the materials. We have the one called material and labor schedule. But if you are preparing material schedule, you only prepare for the materials only. You don't include the labor cost, plants. You give account for the labor on the material only. Okay, so this is an example of material schedule. The cement, you can see the cement, the specification, Dangote, cement, unit 50 kg, the quantity 320. Blocks, you can see the specification, the numbers, and the quantity. Sharp sand, the specification, the units, and the quantity. So this is how material schedule looks like. Here is what is a BOQ. We are going to differentiate the difference between the material schedule and BOQ. A bit of quantity goes much further than a material schedule. It includes everything in the material schedule plus the labor cost, the cost of paying workers for each trade, plants and equipment costs, machinery, scaffolding, preliminaries, site setup, insurance, supervision, overhead and profits, the contractor's running costs and margins, units raised and total cost for every single item. Okay, so here it's side-by-side comparison of material schedule and BOQ, which we have talked before. And okay, so the material schedule is your shopping list. The BOQ is the full invoice. It includes the shopping list plus the cost of every service needed to deliver the job. Okay, so here we don't talk about the tools you need for this training. Here, the good news is that you do not need expensive equipment to start building a estimation. And here is all you need: your mobile phone. You can use your mobile phone to photograph drawings, visit sites, access cloud stored files, and even work directly in Measure AI on the go. So the software you're going to use today is called Measure AI. Okay, so I'm telling you that with your phone and your laptop, you can access Measure AI. Modern smartphones are powerful enough for most basic estimation tasks. A laptop or desktop computer. A laptop lets you open full engineering drawings, prepare BOQ spreadsheets, and run professional estimation software comfortably. Even a basic laptop works. Software handles the heavy lifting. Here is Measure AI. So this is the software you are going to use today. So this is your main estimation tool. Measure AI, which you can get from measureai.com, is a powerful, easy-to-use platform designed specifically for construction measurement and quantity surveying. Okay, so and here is Measure AI. You can go to measureai.com to access it. So Measure AI is a modern cloud-based construction estimation and measurement platform. It is built for quantity surveyors, estimators, engineers, architects, and construction students who want to produce professional, accurate estimates quickly. What does Measure AI do? Traditional estimation was done by hand, printing drawings, using a scale ruler, and writing quantities into a notebook. This was slow and error-prone. Measure AI replaces all of that with smart, accurate digital tools. The digital takeoff. In Measure AI, we have what we call digital takeoff, where you can upload your drawings, click, trace, or drag on the drawing to measure lengths, areas, and item counts automatically. No more scale rulers or manual counting. Automatic quantity calculation. You still say that Measure AI calculates your quantities automatically. Okay, removing human error from the most tedious part of estimating. Okay, enter your unit rate and the software automatically multiplies quantities by rates, giving you accurate cost total instantly. Okay, so here explain that Measure AI gives you the BOQ. Okay, and Measure AI is cloud-based, is team collaboration, project management, and here trying to difference between the manual method versus Measure AI, which we already know. Okay. Okay, so this is how to use Measure AI. Okay, so we are going to go into the details on how to use Measure AI. Okay, here, ready to start, you can visit measureai.com to create your free account and start your first professional estimation project today. Okay, so to subscribe to Measure AI, it is 5,000 naira per month. Okay, so if you are using it for the first time, you have 2 days free to use Measure AI. You can go to measureai.com, you register and start using it. Okay, now we are going to go into Measure AI. We are going to go into Measure AI. Okay, so this is Measure AI. This is Measure AI. You can access it from measureai.com. Okay, so this training is recorded, and if you miss anything, you can always come back to listen to it. Okay, so first, if you log into Measure AI, this is what you are going to see. But you might not see this like my own, so you need to upload a drawing first. So here, this is called Measure AI Digital Takeoff. This is where you take off, measure areas, length, count anything that you want to count. Here, the Measure AI. Okay, so before you start, you need to learn how to upload your drawing. So this is where you upload your drawing. You can see that I want to this place, click on it, and uploaded my drawings here. Okay, so you can click here, click on this, write the name, of the project. Let me training see and click on next upload. Go to pictures. Okay, you can open any project. Okay, so we have uploaded these drawings into Measure AI, and this is Measure AI the start takeoff. Okay, sometimes when uploading drawings it takes time. Okay, so but you can keep on refreshing it here, load it here to open it. So this is a drawing that we are going to work on in this training. Okay, so here with this drawing, we are going to learn how to take off, prepare the BOQ and material and label schedule using Measurer AI. Okay, so also get started, this is the ground floor, this is the first floor, this is the roof plan. Okay, so this is the section. Okay, so this is all about this drawing. Okay, so we start from this ground floor plan. Okay, so sometimes we receive drawing with the structural drawing. Okay, sometimes we receive only the architectural drawings. Okay, so now we have only the architectural drawing, and we are going to use it to also take off for the foundation works too. Okay, so before you can do an estimate, first you must learn how to read your drawing. It's very important. You must learn how to read drawings. Okay, you know that this is your wall, this is your window, this is your doors and everything. So you must learn how to read drawing first. That one is the first thing you need to know how to do. Okay, in this training, you are not going to teach how to read drawings. Okay, so first, we've imported our plan here. Okay, this is how I went to this new, click on this new, and I imported my plan. Okay, so the first next thing to do is to scale the drawing. Okay, so how can I scale it? How can I scale it? I will need to choose any of the dimension. You can see this is our width here. I will need to choose any of the dimension, maybe the width and the length here. So I will choose this 12.07 here. Okay, so I will now go to this set scale. I will go to this set scale and click on it. I'll come here, click here, click here. So I will click the dimension 12.07 meters set scale. So I've set my scale. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to start the takeoff immediately. So before I start the takeoff, I need to go to the smart takeoff here. Okay, you can see where I went to. I went to the smart takeoff here. I went to the smart takeoff. But if you notice something, when this is the measure AI, the start takeoff. Okay, so this is where you can upload your drawing, and this is where you scale your drawing, and these are colors that you can choose from. Okay, so and this is the smart takeoff. This is mass takeoff. This is where we take off and generate our BOQ. This is our BOQ. This is where we see our BOQ, what we are doing in the BOQ. Okay, so this is the measurements, tools, the linear tools, the area tools, the counts. This one shows that if you want to calculate anything linear, you use the linear tool. Any length things, you use the linear tool. The area, you want to get the area of this kitchen, use the area to count. You want to know how many windows are in this plan, you use the counts. Okay, so now if you go down small, you can see the roof. So you can see the roof area. This is for the roof covering. The openings, you use it to deduct openings. The roof face, this is for the rafters and pole lines. The ridge cap, use it to calculate the quantity of ridge cap. And here is your struct. To get the total quantity of struct, use this. The king post, use this to calculate for your king post. And here is for your joists, for your nudgings and tie beams. Okay, so all this is inside the measure AI the start takeoff. And you can see this is the zoom. This is the reason why I was able to do this zoom, the drag. So I was able to drag my drawing because of these two. Here is zooming. We use it to zoom in. You can see if I want to see this way, I'll use it. See zoom out. Or I want this to go out, use it. So this is rotate. If I want my drawing, maybe this drawing is upside down and I want to correct it, I'll use this rotate button here. And this is reset view. If my drawing is like this and I want it to be reset, the view to be reset, I'll just click on reset view and it will be okay again. Okay, so this is about measure AI the start takeoff. And you can see this, maybe you are not seeing very well here. You can just click here, up here. Then you can now see everything. So now let us go to the smart takeoff here. The smart takeoff. So this is the smart takeoff here. If you are using your mobile phone, you need to turn on desktop mode. Okay, and your mobile phone, you cannot use digital takeoff. You can only use the smart takeoff to take off, and this is where you upload your plan. Okay, so you upload your plan. From this plan, you use the smart calculators here to take off. Okay, so use the smart calculators to take off too. Okay, so if you look at this, this is the smart takeoff, and here is where you can click to go to our YouTube to learn more about this smart takeoff. It means understand smart takeoff. Okay, so you can see the substructure here, and you see the substructure smart calculator. You see the size clearance, the strip foundation, the pad foundation, the column starter, the raft foundation, the pipe foundation, ground beam, foundation blockwork, and the ground floor plan. Okay, so you see the superstructure here. You see the ground floor, the superstructure blockwork. You see the slab. You see the beams, the columns, lintels, staircase, roof, the roof beam, concrete parapets, doors and windows and finishes. Okay, so then this is add floor. If you have multiple floors, you can click on add floor. Then you can be able to continue again. This is floor 1. Okay, can also come again, add floor. If you see floor 2, can also come again. And this button here, which generates bill of quantity, after your takeoff here, you can come down here to generate your BOQ. Okay, so here, this red button here is where we have our small calculator. It helps us to calculate. Every estimator needs a calculator. So you can just calculate 2 plus 2, anything that you want to calculate, you can use this to calculate it. And this digital take us to the digital takeoff we opened before. Okay, if you click here, it will take you to this place. Okay. So let's get started now. So we want to start from the we want to start from this substructure works. So we click on the size clearance. We click on size clearance. The same way you use the substructure, and it's the same way you use the superstructure. Okay. So the idea is just for you to fill up the building length, you fill up the required information here. The building width, you fill up the required information here. So which means you should know how to read your drawings very well. Okay, so we want to calculate the size clearance here. Okay, so the size clearance said that we need to get the building length and the building width. Okay, here you can ask, what is this total area optional? The total area here is when we have not all plants have regular shapes. Some shapes are irregular. So you can just use the digital takeoff here, the area 2 in digital takeoff, to measure the shape and bring the area here, instead of you putting the building length and the building width here. Okay, but the one we are working with today, the shape is regular, is good. So we are going to put in the building length and the building width here. Okay, so the idea is after inputting all this required information, you'll be able to see your result, the total area and the topsoil volume. Okay, so let's get started. We go to the to this, you can see the width is 12.07, okay, and the length is 20.57. So we go back here and include 20 here is 0.57 and the width is 12.07. So we're not going to put anything here. Okay, so the topsoil depth, uh, your own can be different. So I'm using 150, which is 0.15 meters. Okay, so you can see the results here. The total area is this, and the topsoil volume is this. Okay, so the next thing to do is I'm using my mouse. I'm using mouse to control it. Okay, so I will click here. I will go up. So I'll click on strip foundation. Strip foundation, and I will go down. So this is strip foundation, and we need to fill in all these spaces here. The total length. This is the total trench excavation length. Trench excavation in our foundation. Okay, so this is the trench width. This is the trench depth. This is the concrete thickness, and okay, this is the concrete thickness. This is the grinding thickness, and this is the blockwork thickness. Okay, so this is for our foundation work. Okay, so all these trench width, trench depth, concrete thickness, grinding thickness, blockwork thickness, and the bulking factor, you can all see it in your structural drawings. Okay, so but the trench length is what we need to measure. Okay, so now we go to the digital takeoff and we measure it. So this is not our foundation layout, but we are going to use it to measure the trench length. So how do we start? Since we have scaled our drawing here, we go to the linear, click on the linear and type trench length. I'll click start measuring. So I will click the measure all this. Okay, you can see I left click and twice and I drop this. Okay, so this is what I have. Trench length, that's 2.09. I have not finished all this, so I have to continue measuring all these to get the total length needed. So I will click here, left click once to continue the measurements. Once and click here. Once, click here. Once, okay. Okay, so I am done. So what we have here is, look at this, 107.14 meters. So just have to copy this, copy, and go to the smart takeoff and paste it on the total length here, paste it here. So now we are seeing the trench width, the trench depth. So if yours is different, you can go to your structural drawings and know the trench width and the trench depth, the concrete thickness and the binding thickness and the blockwork thickness. Okay, so there the bulking factor is for your spoil disposal. Spoil disposal, when we dig out our soil, it expands. So what is the bulking factor you are going to use? Okay, so then you can see the results here. Our excavation volume is 2.57 cubic meter. Our earthwork support is here. The grinding concrete is here. Backfilling volume is here. The level and compaction is here. And termite treatment is here. Foundation concrete is here. And the spoil disposal is here. So we don't need to measure any other thing again. Okay, so we now head over to the pad foundation, which is your column base excavation. So we click on the column base and we go down again. Here is asking us the number of column base we have. In your drawing, how many column base do you have? If it is 14, we click on 14. If the column base length, the length, what is the size? Is it 1.2? The width, is it 1.2? This pad depth is the thickness of the concrete. What is the thickness of the concrete? Is it 0.23? Is it 0.23? The excavation depth, you are going to excavate your column base. What is the depth of the excavation? Okay, here you go down your rebar diameter. What is the size of the diameter reinforcements you are using? Is it 8 mm? Is it 10 mm? All this information, you see it in your structural drawing. Is it 12 mm? Is it 16 mm? Is it 20 mm? Is it 25 mm? So you choose. So in this one, you choose 12 mm. What is this bar spacing for this reinforcement? Is it 150? All this information, you see it in your structural drawing. You click here and the bar spacing is here. What is here is the extra bar length. Is there any projection in the reinforcement? If there is, you add this here. Okay, so we are going to use 300. Here, the mat layers. In column base, sometimes the mat is single, only bottom, only, just put it there. But sometimes it is double. So if it is sub double, you click on this double. Okay, so you click on the double. Okay, so then if you notice that the column base are of different sizes, you can still go back again here and click on this part again and come back here. You can see pad foundation 1, the first one we did, and this here pad foundation 2. Okay, so this is where you can also choose different sizes. Then once you are done, you can see the results. The excavation volume, the quantity is this. The quantity, the base concrete, the column base concrete, the quantity of concrete you are going to pour on this 14 part column bases is this. The base rebar, reinforcement bar is this. Grinding, the grinding. Are you going to grind your column base before laying your reinforcements, focusing your reinforcement, the base formwork, and the backfilling? So all the information you need, the quantities are there already, waiting for you to generate the BOQ. Okay, so you can delete this one. Then we go back again to to the columns. Here, you click on the columns and come back here. So you see your column starter details. Here, how many numbers of column do you have? Okay, let's just put this. We have 15 numbers of columns, and the column length this is not column height, the length and width. Is it which is like the size of the column? Is it like 0.3 or then 0.3? Then the height of the column is it 1.5 or 2 meters, or you can choose the column concrete cover. The column concrete cover, you add this there. What is the size of the concrete cover you are using? Okay, put it there. And the main bar reinforcement, this is how many bar in one column. In one single column, how many reinforcements are you putting there? Okay, so this is extra length. Columns, the size of columns is not always the height, is not always the height of the reinforcement. Okay, so reinforcement always projects out for lapping to other reinforcements. Okay, so what is the projection here? You can include the projection. Is this 600? Is this 700? You include this here. Okay, so and here is your main bar diameter. What is the bar size you are using? Is it 16 mm? Is it 20 mm? Is it 12 mm? Include this here. Okay, so the link stirrup. What is the ring diameter you are using? Is it 8 mm? Is it 10 mm? 12 mm or 16 mm? You include this here. The link spacing. What is the spacing of the link? Is it 150 or 200? All this information, especially on the reinforcements, you find it in your structural drawing. Okay, that's why it's important to learn how to read drawings too. Results. So you see your starter concrete, your column, your members, your formwork, and your links. Okay, so go back again. So it takes, and here is your raft foundation. If our project is made of rafts, you can click on this raft foundation to use this. Just the same way we supply the information here, you supply the information in your raft foundation. The pipe foundation too is here, which you can choose two major types of pipe foundation. Okay, so we can choose circular, pie, and others. Okay, so here the ground beam, the same way we add this, we also do it. Okay, so you can go to our foundation block and we click on it. Here, the foundation block work says the total length, you are going to use that. So you can paste this in the quantity we got from the trench. Now you have to include the height of the foundation, the height of the blockwork. Okay, so let's say we have the height of the blockwork is 2 meters. Okay, so you can see the results, total area, the total blocks, and the mortar for blockwork. So you can see the results here. Okay, so now we have the ground floor. Okay, this ground floor helps us to calculate the concrete we need in our ground floor slab. The concrete, the reinforcements, the formwork. So we click on it and we go down. So here it says we need to increase our floor length, the floor width. The area override, just like I've explained before, is when you have irregular shapes that doesn't clearly define the length and the width. So you can just use the distal takeoff to and the area to measure it and then come here and put it in. Okay, so this opening deduction will help you to deduct any openings in your ground floor, So if you have any openings, you can use it to deduct it, okay? So that it will not increase the concrete quantity. Okay, so now we put our floor length. The floor length we are using here is from this, this, and the floor length and the floor width. So we go back to this and we add this 20.557, okay, and the floor width is 12.07. Here, the hardcore depth, so it is the depth of the hardcore and the sand filling. It is depth of the sand filling can reach 700 here, and the slab thickness is 150. Okay, so we go down to this reinforcement. The BRC mesh, are you using BRC mesh or are you using rebar reinforcement? Okay, if you are using rebar, you click on rebar, see your top layer. Are you using 10 mm or 12 mm? You choose what is the spacing. Choose the spacing here. Choose the spacing. Do you have any extra length like return? Okay, if you have it, you can include this here. Okay, and this is the bottom layer. Okay, this is the reinforcement and the spacing we are using. And do you have any return? If you have, you include this here. So once you see all this, you now see the next area, okay? Sand filling volume, damp-proof membrane, the hardcore volume, the slab, concrete, and the reinforcements. Okay, so once you are done with this, you can continue with your superstructure works, just the same way we supplied all this information. That is the same way you can add this superstructure block work, which the only difference is you have to deduct some openings here. In our ground floor substructure, you didn't deduct openings, but here, deduct openings here. Your slab, we have your slab, your beams, your columns, lintels. Okay, so now we are done with our substructure works. Okay, you can go back here to check your work and see if they are also good for generating BOQ. Okay, if they are good, you can come here, you can see generate bill of quantity. So once you click on it, generate bill of quantity. So it will generate bill. So this is the bill generated. Okay, this is the bill generated. So here now, we work on this bill. We work on this bill. Okay, so first thing, you change the name of this project. Say training. Training 2 projects. And then you give the project's location. Because is it a residential project? Yes. What is the name of the QS estimator and who prepared this project? What is the name? The date of the project. Okay, here is a small description of the project. So if you go down here, you can see this save analysis. This is where you can click. If you are working, your project is saved, or if you want to make sure it is actually saved, can just click here and to save it. Okay, so I click here to say save analysis. Okay, so you can see analysis saved successfully to save takeoff legacy. Okay, so now this is if you, this is where you can go back to the smart takeoff where we are coming from. Maybe you missed something and you want to go back to it. You can click here to go back to it. Okay, so this is currency, the currency I'm working on. Okay, so you can see you have the naira, dollar. Okay, so this is the currency you are working on, and this is the color of your BOQ. You can choose any color here. This is download. You can download as PDF and as Excel. Okay, this is Zoom. To see your PDF web, you use this Zoom tool. This is adjustments. To put in percentage, you use this adjustment. Okay. Okay, so this is add section. I say that this is our BOQ. This is where you can add another section just like this. Okay, so maybe you want to add preliminaries and the work items under it. You can click here and we add preliminaries and add items under the preliminaries. You can see the quantity, the description, the items, number, the units, the rates, the amount. Okay, so you can always click here to add items. Okay, so if you don't need this, you can click here to delete. Okay, so that is the function of this add section. So the substructure works since what we did is we work on the substructure. So this is what we did. Project summary, this is everything. This is everything we did. And then we start to work to make it more good. So this substructure works. If you don't need it, don't like the name substructure works, we can change it. The size clearance, can edit this. You can see the clear size of all the station and debris. You can see the quantity here. Excavate topsoil to an average depth of 150 millimeter and cut away. And this is your item total. Okay, so you can see that this is our quantity. We got from the smart takeoff. This is the units. This is the rates. What rates are you using? And this is the amount. Okay, so this is our BOQ, and you have to build up your rates. Okay, so this creates the description. If you don't like this description, you can edit. Okay, so you can also edit the quantity, and the units is this, and the rates. So the rates, that have two ways of giving you the rates. If you have the rates before now, you can include the rates by typing it. So as you type, the amount is coming out immediately for you. So, but if you want to build up your rates, you can click here. You can use Measure AI to build up rates. So click here. You can see this is size clearance. Okay, so to learn more about this auto rate builder, you click here. So this will give you a description of how to use this auto rate builder. Okay, so how to use this. So you just hear the output per hour. What is output per hour? So this is the standard 0.5 per hour for site clearance. The labor price the labor price, we have 8 working hours. So how much are you going to pay them per day? Then you divide this with 8, you get how much you're going to pay them per hour with this. The tools allowance, what percentage are you adding for tools? For the tools they are using, what percentage are you adding? Okay, so the profits and overhead, how much are you going to make from clearing these sites? Okay, so once you add it, we can change the currency you are working on, the Ghana USD here, and also you can see this is the unit rate. This is the unit rate. Okay, this is the total project cost, but this is the unit rate. So if you come down, the rates breakdown, you see the material cost and the labor cost. So you click apply rate, then once you are done, you click apply rate. Okay, so if you come here and you don't see that item, it doesn't match, you can always search for it. Okay, so once you are done, you click apply rate. So you click apply rate. So it will come here, you take you to this. You can see, take you to this. Okay, so same thing goes with this topsoil excavation. You click here, topsoil excavation. You don't know how to use this, you read there, you read here. So once you are done with all this, you come here, apply rate. Okay, this is apply rate. So this is item total for this work item. So the same thing you can do here. You edit anyone that you don't like, and once you are done, you can see your work here, the project summary. The project summary here have the substructure works, the one that we just added some rates there. And here is your profits and overhead. You can add it in percentage and in number. Okay, so contingency sum. This is a sum you add for any unforeseen circumstances in the project. So you set aside a sum for any unforeseen circumstances. Okay, so if there's any issue, okay, you go to the contingency sum, bring out money and solve it. Okay, so any issue that you did not price or you forgot, okay, or that's maybe is not on the scope but must be solved for the project to move on. So you go to the contingency sum to get the money. This is your VAT. How do add it? Add the thing. Okay, anyone that you still want to add, you click on add item. So here is your grand total. Okay, so okay, this is excavate trench for steep foundation. I click here, trench excavation. You go here and the total volume from the BOQ, tools allowance, excavate output, the labor price. How much are you going to pay your laborers? In a day, how much are you going to pay them? Once you know, you divide this by 8, which is 8 working hours. Okay, so profits and overhead, how much do you want to make? What is the percentage? What is the currency you are working on? Is it Ghana, US, or Nigerian? So once you are done, you click on see your material cost and labor cost. You click on apply rates. So once you click on apply rates, you see the rates here. Okay, so once you are done, you can always choose your color. The color can choose this, can choose anyone. So once you're done, you click on PDF, download PDF. So this is PDF, click on it. So this is what we have now. You can see the training projects name, location, date of projects, type of projects, QSS method prepared by introduction, substructure works. This is only one we did, size clearance, the quantity, units, rates, amount. You can see the item total. one that we added the rate strip foundation, the rates here. Okay, so all these are here. The substructure works, project sum. Okay, the substructure works. This is the only one that appears here because this is the only one that you take off for. And the project subtotal profits and overheads, contingencies, VAT, and everything. Grand total is here. Okay. So this is it. And this is how to get your BOQ from Measurer AI. Okay. The next thing to do now is to work on the material and labor schedule. Okay, so you click here, we go to all tools, click on schedule generator, click on tools, schedule generator. Okay, so you click on new. This is schedule generator. This is why I'm saying this is because I am working on a project. Okay, so I will need to change this. So I need to change this. So I will go to new, click on new, select a BOQ. I'll select the BOQ that I just downloaded now. I go to download. So this is this training 2 project. I will click on it. So this is the one that we just work on now. Okay. So I will click on it. Project configuration, I will click on continue. Okay, so I will just have to, this is your review and automate. This is the clear set of stations and debris. Okay, I'll click here, select through. If you click, you can see the quantity, you can see the unit. Okay, click here, and this is labor only work. Okay, so I will click here, general labor or skilled labor, general labor. Excavate topsoil. This is general labor. Excavate trench for strip foundation. This is general labor. Level and compass bottom of trench. This is general labor. Rank and earthwork support. Okay. I'll click on formwork. And thermal treatment. I will click on thermal treatment. Grinding concrete. I will click on grinding. Concrete grade. I will click on concrete. Backfill and compact. I will click on general labor. Cut away surplus. I will click on general labor. Excavate pits for column base. I will click on general labor. Grinding concrete. I will click on general labor. Concrete grade in base. Concrete in base. General labor. Formwork to side of base. Click on formwork. High tensile steel reinforcement. Backfill and compact excavated material. I will click on general labor. Concrete grade in column starter. I will click on concrete. Formwork to column starter. I will click on formwork. High tensile steel members in column starter. I will click on reinforcement. high tensile steel reinforcement. Hollows blockwork. I will click on blockwork. Out 225. I will click on 225. Mortar. I will leave this mortar. Hardcore filling. I will click on hardcore. Fill with sand and compact. Lateral filling. Lateral. Single layer of damp-proof membrane. DPI here. Okay, DPI. Grinding concrete. Concrete building ground floor. Formwork edges. Formwork. So once I'm done, I will come here to generate schedule. Generate schedule. So you can see that this is material, this is label. Okay, so this is where I can see the materials I need. Okay, this is the label. You can see the label. Okay, so where I can also build up the label rates. Okay, where I can build up the label rates. This is the constant. This is where we have a list of calculators for your ties. Maybe you want to get the total ties. You can see the tie length, the tie width, and the ties per carton. How many ties in one carton? And then, example, if the tie length is 600, tie width is 600, and the tie per carton is 4. Okay, so this is, and the BOQ quantity. What is the general BOQ quantity you have that you are going to tie? Is it 12? Okay, so you need 10 cartons. Okay, so we have the roof members calculator, we have the roof covering calculator, we have the formwork board calculator, the ceiling board calculator. Okay, so the filling material, the hardcore filling and glass filling is here. You have the concrete calculator. You can change to any mix ratio you want. The reinforcement steel calculator, have it here. The paints calculator, get your paints in drums and in buckets. The plaster calculator, know how many bags of cement you need and the sand. Okay, this is bamboo calculator. You know how many bamboo you will use for your scaffolding works. This is POP calculator, plaster of Paris. To know how many bags of POP cement and filler you will need. Okay, so this is just all about the constants. Okay, so let's go back to the material. You can see this is label, this is material. Okay, this is this. Add section, just like we explained before on the BOQ. This is where you can add more sections here. Okay, you can explore it. This is, you can see that we have the clear set of stations under materials, which is not good. We have the excavates, we have so you can delete them. Okay, so you have the plank and earthworks, plank and struts, earthwork supports. Okay, you have the foam board, you have the hardwood support, you have the nails. Okay, so and this is antitermite chemical, showing you how many gallons you need for the anti-termites. So you can always change all this. You can edit maybe you know how many that you are using that you want to use, you can put it here. Okay, so if it is not gallon, that is bottle, you can click on order and add the bottle here and put the price here. Okay, the price we are going to put in our materials will be the market price or the price that we want. Okay, this is grinding concrete. So we can see grinding cement. This is how many bags of cement we need. The river sand, you can edit this if you don't like the name river sand. You can see this is in cubic meter. So you can click here and change this to 20 tons or 30 tons or 50 tons. To 20 tons, it has changed. This is still granite. If your grinding contains granite, you can put this here. If it doesn't, you can delete this here. So you can see that granite quantity is in cubic meter. You click down here, change 50 tons or 20 tons, 30 tons. It has changed 20 tons. So we have the concrete grade in foundation. This is concrete in trench foundation. Have the bags of cement, have the river sand, uh, change it, change this. The backfill is still here. So this is not material, this is level, so you can edit this. So you see how the grinding. Okay, this is grinding in column base. Okay, so you can change concrete in base. This is formwork to side of base. Okay, so okay. As an estimator, it's not only about accuracy that matters, it is about is this enough? With your experience, is it going to be enough? Okay, so you look at it critically to know if this material is enough, if it is reasonable enough for it. So if you have 20 bags of cement and you know that your workers waste materials or where you are going is far and buying another materials will be very difficult. So you tend to carry enough materials. Okay, so you add enough material. So it is all about this material. Is it reasonable enough? Can you finish this job? Not always about the accuracy, actually, when you are estimating. Okay, so that's why we add wastage percentage that can cover for everything. Okay, this is a high tensile steel reinforcement. Okay, this is the in kg. So we converted it to tons here. So we want to know using this, what is the diameter of this? What is the diameter? What are we? Okay, we said that this is 12 mm. So we can click here to know how many pieces we need. We want to get it in pieces. We go to this 12 mm and we click pieces 12 mm. So we have 56 long pieces for this. The binding wire, you can add how many binding rows you need. You can edit this and add how many rows you need. Okay, backfill. Okay, change this. Concrete, you change to 20 tons and 20 tons. Formwork to column starter. Okay, high tensile steel. Okay, can change this just the same way we did stirrups. The same thing. Blockwork. The sand mortar. You have seen your block, how many blocks you need, and the bags of cement you need for the blockwork. Um, and the sand, 20 tons. Okay, this is fill with sand and compact. Okay, so this is in cubic meter and you want to get it in truck, how many truck you need for this. So you can go to the constant, I've explained it before, and copy this. Okay, we have not put this here. So go to this constant and put it here. Okay, grinding, go here, go here, concrete formwork. Okay, so this is DPM, how many rows? This DPM is supposed to be on the on substructure, not superstructure. Okay, but if you don't need it, you can delete this. But if you need this, you can always add this here. Okay, you can add this here, DPM, and we can add an item. Okay, you can just add uh, sample in add item. The row. Okay, maybe it's 7. Yeah. Okay, so now you can delete this one. Yeah. Okay, so you can also add another section. So you can see this is our project summary. Okay, so once you add any project, say, like let us go to cement now, add price on this. Maybe our cement is 11,000. So you can see this price we have here. And then go here, you can see there is money here. So you can put your profits and overhead, percentage and numbers, contingency and the VAT. Okay, so you see your grand total here. And then you can go to, this is the material only. So this is the label. If you want to get the material and label, and you can see the label, clear sets of moving stations and debris. How much are you going to pay the labelers that will do that? So you can quickly go to this, click here to calculate, to go to the auto rate, to calculate the label. So you click here, you can see clear sites. So just like we did on on the BOQ, can quickly calculate the label price that you need. Once you are done, you come here. You can see the labor cost is this 234.38 in the unit rate. So all you need is to click on apply label here. Apply this label. So it will apply the label only. It will not add the material cost. It will only add the label. Click on it. So you can see it here. It has applied the label only. So this is excavate topsoil on average depth. How much are you using? How much are you paying them? So you come here, excavate topsoil. So you can see it did not open excavate topsoil. So you click on topsoil. So this is topsoil. You click on it, topsoil excavation. To know how to use this tool, you can click on this guide to know more. Okay, so you click here and click on apply rates to level. You can see it has been applied. So you can go down here, see the project summary and everything that you did. Okay, so once you are done and you want to get this, then you can include your name, training to project, station, Lagos, Nigeria, estimator, and dates, currency, and you choose the dates. You choose the blue, Okay. You choose blue, the color. So you can now click on PDF to download this PDF. So that's what we have. You can see the training two projects, description, earthwork support, substructure works. You can see what we have: antimony treatment, the grinding, concrete, grinding concrete, concrete grade in base. So you can always complete all these descriptions. Okay, so you can see the substructure, and you can see the project summary here. Okay, so you can also click download this label schedule. Click on this. You can see the clear set of stations and debris. The rates we applied, excavate topsoil, the rates we applied. So see all of them. Okay. So then, if you don't like this color tool that I used, you can change this to this color. Any color. Okay. So you can change it to any of these color. So this is how to use Measure AI to prepare your BOQ and material and labor schedule. Okay, so you can also use this constant to get your materials. Example, this is constant list of calculators that we have. Okay, example, if you have a reinforcement, you measure your reinforcements in kg, maybe you put 500 kg, and the standard bar length, we know that standard market length is not 12, maybe it's 11.5. Then you can see how many pieces, how many bars you need. 8 this is how many bars you need using this. Are you working on 16 this is how many bars you need. So this calculator is very important for you to know how many bars you need so that you know how much you'll be buying. Okay. Okay, you have it in tons too. Weight in tons, have it in tons here too. Okay. So we also have the pastoring calculator, the paints calculator. Okay, so this is it about Measurer AI. This video will be made available to anyone. Please message put in your email on the group. Okay, so that I can share uh the the videos. Okay. With the if you need a certificate, okay, it's 2,000 naira for the certificate. If you need certificates, so but you also need to go back to the training to learn more and practice more. If you want to subscribe to Measure AI, it is 5,000 naira per month. You can message me if you are interested in the subscription. Okay, so we also have our WhatsApp YouTube channel. You can always go there and watch it. So this training video will be made available. So, okay, on the PDF we used, if you need the PDF, it is 2,000 naira for the introduction PDF that we used in this training. Okay. Um, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming tonight. If you have any question, please you can ask the question on the WhatsApp group, on the WhatsApp, so I can attend to it. Okay. Thank you all. This is the end of this training. So thank you all for this training. Thank you all for coming. Actually, I'll be ending this training now. Can you all hear me?
Hello?
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
Yes, this
so now, does it mean that the payment you made now is just to learn how to use the Measurer AI?
Yes, yes.
Because now I can see that on their site they're asking for. It's looking as if we are going to be subscribing.
Yes, yes. The 5,750 you paid is for the training, but you have 2 days free to use the software measure.
So how much how do we subscribe for the software?
A subscription is 5,000 naira. You can It's 5,000 naira. You can use the same accounts you used in subscribing, or you can send me a message on WhatsApp. Then I can activate it for you after the subscription.
Eh?
I will
That's
activate.
5,000. Is it and it's after the 5,000 to be free for
It's not free.
how
It
long?
is monthly. You pay per month.
Eh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. Thank you. This is the end of the training.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.